your back's backed up against the wall, and the bandwagon's falling right off, and you're hearing all the talk about maybe you should think about what you're gonna do if it don't work out. It ain't about if it makes sense, 'cause if the boot do it don't fit. As far as I can see, there ain't no way to be somebody if you just gon' quit. So if you gotta fight, don't lose it. If you gotta do or die, dream, do it. If you got something to prove, go on and prove it. Don't let nobody clip your wings. Keep your head down, keep on the blinders. Tune out the doubters and all the close minders. If it's in your blood, falling down ain't enough to change who you were born to be. Getting back up, that's the only backup plan you need.
Welcome back, Rico Moneybags, a channel helping you invest in yourself so we can invest in the future. Like that, you guys are not missing out. I know you guys have got the likes, the comments. I see you guys pulling up. I appreciate it. We had like a little yeehaw moment coming in right now. We got some great projects we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about some great platforms as well. I know the markets are testing everybody, but if you guys have been tapped in with me, it's not nothing that we're really too shocked or surprised about, right? So let's get everybody in here. We got some projects potentially pulling up for the super stream. We still got some giveaways for you guys that we're going to be doing. I want the Fridays to be kind of like, where we kind of recap this whole week and things that are going on, what's been happening and whatnot like that, and kind of put it all into this jam pack, whether it's projects pulling up, updated on your guys' communities, updates just on Bitcoin's price action, whatever that might be. That's what we can do really together on these Friday super streams and really put all of our energy into these right here and have a great time, whether the prices are down or up. Really pull up and have a great time. Let's share my screen. I appreciate you guys all pulling up. Man, you guys are absolutely amazing. Thank you guys so much for pulling up super strong. If you guys can post this in the Telegrams, your X account, all that good stuff, we're going to get this party started, man. We should have some projects pulling up. Some people can't make it, but we're still going to talk about their platforms, still talk about their plays. We're still going to go through the motions, through what's going on with BTC's price action right now. What's up, Lisa? I'd love to see you up in here. Hopefully you're enjoying the start of your weekend. I know that I am. We got some great things to talk about. And honestly, some meetings that have been going really well. And that's kind of the things that you got to do when these markets are really testing everybody. Just kind of go through some other motions, right? Pivot, go through some other motions, make some things happen and grow on some things. We've been doing some really positive things over here as far as XPX. And, I'm a firm believer when you break the ice on something, it can lead you to other greater things. So, we're leveraging our donation tool, doing some great things, but we want to hand this off to other people too as well so they can do some great things in the space. Let's give Web3 the name that it deserves. But in the meantime and in between time, I know what's going on, and I actually call it Bitcoin the Mona Lisa, actually, because it's like, man, it's like everything, right? It's like when that thing's in town, everybody's paying attention to it. And Bitcoin is that, rising tide that either raises all the ships or, that tide that pulls back and, brings all the ships, maybe we're hitting you're starting to feel some bottoms here and there and whatnot, but nonetheless, we're still pulling up. I still see Lisa. I still see suits and ties. I still see, massive communities, the Captain B&Bs, people are still pulling up. We're still here in this crypto space. And I think it's important, whether, it's platforms like Cappy today, whether it's MoonTube, which we're going to talk about as well. Shout out to them. It's a great time for us to, showcase each other's tools that we got in here. We might have Canora also come up. Maybe they'll pull up as well. I know they're talking about some quantum computing stuff I would love to hear more about. But yeah, this is that time where we can all pull up together while prices are, whether you're on BTC, Ethereum, BNB, XRP, we're all feeling a little bit like, come on, what? But let's jump into this actually really quick because this is kind of funny because I actually started to feel like I was going to miss out. Because I've been being a super boring trader, right? I've been waiting for these setups. I've been waiting for, if I don't get the signal, I'm not making the move. I'm just not going to do it, right? So I've been extremely diligent, but man, does it take some days to just let it play out, right? So I want to do a quick recap on BTC's prices as we get the numbers up. Like I said, we're going to talk about your favorite communities. If you guys can post them. Oh, let me put the comments overlay too on the stage because we paid for that last time. It's funny how before I went live, the last live, they're like, hey, do you want to pay for this? This should be automatically set after I pay for it, right? I want to see everybody's comments popping up, and you guys can see your guys' project. Whatever you're bullish on can be live with us while we're talking. While I'm talking about these prices, I can see what you guys are bullish on, but not just myself reading the chat. Anybody passing by can see what you guys love to talk about, right? So But this is pretty interesting, and I was like, I almost started to feel a little bit left out, right? Because that's what FOMO is all about, right? You know, fear of missing out a little bit, right? You're like, oh my god! But check out these boring trades that I've been paying attention to. So we got out of this. It was on the CFX. It's going to look relatively similar because that's just how crypto is, right? That's why I call Bitcoin the Mona Lisa. It does make things move very relatively similar. But right here, this was this excitement that we had for a little bit. But I was like, I still want to respect that it never printed a buy signal, right? That it never printed a buy signal. And I'm gonna be, oh, what's up, Safir? Thank you for pulling up, broski. And I'm gonna be honest, like the days before everything started to pull back a little bit, I was like, man, why didn't it print a buy signal? Like, and I was still looking on Aster, I was still looking on CFX, and we're gonna bring up CFX as well because that's the one that I did a nice short trade on that I got out of, and then I saw all this excitement of it going up. And I was like, but there's no buy signal. I'm just going to be that boring old guy. I'm not going to do a trade unless I get my confirmation on what I need to see. That gives me a little bit. So I started feeling like I was missing out on some stuff. But you know what? We didn't miss out on too much, everybody. We got the price, yeah, a couple green candles, but price came right back down. We never really got a buy signal. Could you have made some money in some shorter time frames? Absolutely, 100%. But lately, especially for somebody like myself, and this is why it's not financial advice. Everybody's got their own things going on in life where like I can focus on a lot of things that I'm building and just waiting for a nice little setup that, even if it takes, X amount of days, which this one did on a 4-hour chart, this on BTC was 7 days, but on CFX was actually 8 days, right? So, not everybody wants to wait that long, but you didn't miss out on too much, and right here, you can kind of see price kind of coming right back. So it was exciting to talk about price possibly coming up to these prices up here, that 73,000 BTC. But, we're starting to see a bit of a downtrend, still no buy signal on this 4-hour chart. And where, price coming down to 60K is still somewhat real. And remember, we're never snatching prices just out of the thin air. I'm not a magic guru. That's why it's not financial advice. We're just looking backwards and we can see, whether we want to use the bodies and we can say, okay, we're already there, or we want to just, these days, I believe that price can come down to this section, right? You don't got to twist my arm behind my back to get me to believe that, if you want to be biased towards just the body of the candle right here, or if you want to use the wick, that's entirely up to you. But the volume profile does eye this price down here of $59,786, right? Not being bearish on you guys, but we're not missing out on too much. That's why we're talking about some plays today. We're going to have some fun with the super stream. We're going to go over some platforms that have been bullish on you guys, and I'm bullish on those projects. I'm bullish on those communities that are growing. Even with the markets testing everybody, we still got to do this stuff, right? So, let's just say some things have been going really well on XPX side, and shout out to the XPX community holding it down in the chat and everything like that. I want to say something like, I want to let you guys know that this has actually been one of our best months. Like out of all the, this has been one of the best months that we've had. As far as people using our portal. And it's like, this is kind of what we were kind of built for. And the markets are testing everybody across the board. But we've already built the infrastructure that, when off ramping really makes sense, we're already there and waving that flag because we have been for a while. And that is really there. That's a big shout out to everybody still holding it down. And we're here for long term. We're built for this. This is actually what we're built for, to absorb and to be a part of, what's going on in the space right now. So shout out to all of you guys holding it down, having my back. We got 65,000 and a half BTC. It could probably go lower, fam. We're on the 4-hour chart. We're not missing out too much until we get our next signal. If it's bearish and we get a 4-hour sell signal right here, then we're not going to be like, oh man, no, there's no way. It's like, all right, maybe we come see these lows again, right? And maybe we come down to 62 and a half, or maybe we break these previous lows and we actually do come to where previous price have been before, right? We're not flooding price. We're not being subjected towards any price. We're not just snatching up a price. We're looking backwards. So like, that is not on us, right? We're like, hey, maybe possibly it can go to that price. Okay. So something to keep in mind with BTC's price action, could be seeing some lower action. We never got that buy signal, even with all that green that did happen. At the end of the day, we never got a buy signal, right? So something to keep in mind. Let's go to the next 4-hour chart. And this is the one that I've been eyeing out. And this is the one that I was like almost feeling like I was missing out too, right? Because I was like a boring person since it's broke this super trend right here and it was coming down like this. I was like, man, I could have gotten that short right there, but it never gave me a short signal. And then it started going long again. And then the markets right here, I almost went short here. It actually turned a sell signal short, but it never locked it in. So I just left it alone. Again, I touched it here, never locked it in. I've been so, like, I'm telling you, so boring and just waiting. Like, no, I need it to be, give it the exactly what I'm asking for is what I need from it. And then I'll make the move. Right. But it just never happened. And out of nowhere, the market started to turn right back up. I'm like, wow, what the? That's wild, right? But waiting for our confirmation, that makes us solid in this market, actually. Because now, did we really miss out on that much? Even with that excitement? No, not really. We're still kind of, yeah, some can argue a bull flag still forming and whatnot. But if this thing flipped and the market got bearish again, that short, yeah, has been extremely boring waiting for it, everybody. But when I see this volume gap right here, I can't ignore that. And I see these other gaps and this other, volume gap down here. It's like all it would take is for a nice little sell signal and the market to continue to be a little bit meh. And you will see price, come down to a lower section. And that's not being bearish on Aster or being bearish on this or that. That's just possibly seeing an opportunity to monetize the chart to the downside on Aster. I have not taken a trade. It's like I said, it's been boring. But when I started to feel like I was missing out when all that pump was happening, and then it started to turn around, like, whoo, I didn't miss out, actually. And here we go again, another example of not missing out. XPX's program, it is, Mr. Mo. And you know what? I know that the market has tough times, and I appreciate that comment right there. I really do. But it's like a month like this month that, again, it's always that thing that proves to me that we're on the right track. Because like I said, arguably one of our best months out of all of us being like while we've been live. Why? Because we kind of, the idea was founded around this whole time of the market, right? So, we just keep pushing this thing and get the adoption. I like I said, I did some boots on the ground yesterday. I was pointed in the right direction. Some things that I might mention during the stream. I got some links up. I'm still, I want to make some more contacts. I'm growing these contacts out. But I went boots on the ground yesterday with some of the stuff that we have, because we actually have the things that make sense, right? We have a beautiful net, XPX net that we can cast, and not just for us, but to help everybody out. Let's go into Ethereum. I'm waiting for some project. We'll see if they pull up, but if not, we're still going to have a super stream. We're still going to do a giveaway. I'm still going to showcase your projects. We're going to talk about these platforms, and we're going to go through these tickers because I think there's a lot of information right now. While, hey, let's vent it out a little bit. Let's get a little bit of this choppy market off of our chest, but to show you guys that we're not even really missing out on that much. Here goes the short signal on ETH. This is the one that we talked about, right? And I'm not one that trades ETH too often. I could have traded this. And you can see how, it gave us that short signal, chop, going all like this. It's extremely solid sell signal, extremely boring, right? Not everybody, we got TikTok now and all this stuff because this took, it took 8 days, and a lot of people don't want to wait that. But that trade right there was extremely good. You could have got out the minute it started to kind of look a little bit more, bullish or whatnot. But this is what I like about this, and what I think I've been sharing with you guys the most, I think, is that you see how fast, even like I said, I felt like I was missing out, like no lie, like I totally felt that. But because now I've been sharing this with you guys about the market not always going from short to long to short to long. And sometimes, there's moments of it going short, and yes, there's some green moments in it, and maybe periodically it wants to act like it's moving up. But when you look at the grander scale of things, it's actually still kind of bearish, and where you can see where being biased towards more bearish things in this moment right now, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. No, it went extremely well, Mr. Mo. I got pointed in the right direction. I think we can have some impact. I think there's some sponsorship stuff that we can do around. It went extremely well. And that's the thing, like when I go into these things and like, and we talk about XPX, or I go and talk about XPX, or I get the opportunity, like XPX sells itself. It really does, because, it would be difficult if we didn't have actually everything that actually can do this stuff, right? So it actually sells itself. So, now it's just about us putting a little bit of the action behind it, getting the Web3 space to also embrace what we're doing, not just as a project, but maybe as a Web3 community, and make an impact bigger than just a chart, and where that will come back, because like I said, perfect example of the market's feeling down and everything. But should I feel down and out when this is one of the best months we've ever had? It's like, okay, so we're on the track to something. There's no way that you have one of the best months ever, but the markets are down. But this is exactly why you built it out. So, you could be torn between a rock and a hard place, but I always feel like there's always that signal where it's like, no, you're actually right on track because it's supposed to be doing that stuff right now. Of course it is. Sharon, what's up? What's up? What's up? Oh my God. Let's go into ETH. We're going to go into some more of the tickers. I see everybody pulling up extremely strong. Thank you guys so much because X has been making it extremely difficult, making us, people who stream not worthy of pulling up. Get the likes and the comments out there because I think they've just been making it hard for even spaces and streams and broadcasting. So it's really on communities right now to, get the word out there. And I think this is a great time. Like I said, we're getting a lot of information from these charts. I think it's a perfect time to kind of this new thing that we've been kind of talking about a little bit about how the market doesn't always go from short to long to short to long. And you guys can see across the board that me being cautious and just being like, no, we're keeping the promise of the promise, Sharon. It's a fear. We're keeping the promise of we didn't get a buy signal. I'm glad for everybody. I was in some spaces. People were up on Solana. People are printing it, and kudos to them. But I was working and building on some things. But in that time when I didn't see a buy signal come up and things get bearish again, I'm like, cool, I didn't miss out on that much. I'm glad that, we're focusing on what we're supposed to be focusing on. And that's exactly what we're supposed to be doing. But we got this, Ethereum price that could be going lower. How much lower? We'll just eye this current section that we've been before. And we'll just mark exactly, like I said, we're not snatching special prices out of the air. I don't know. I didn't see a sign in the clouds where I was just sitting outside and I saw a number pop up. And no, we're just going to look backwards and, right here. And these are the prices that we see on the table. We'll take those prices as for somebody who potentially would be looking for a short, on a 4-hour time frame. There isn't a sell signal yet. So not to say that this is not just a chop zone and you want to be careful. The markets could just explode and turn around. That's why it's not financial advice. But if I got a sell signal, I wouldn't mind looking down to maybe these things attacking down here. 1,800 Ethereum, maybe even coming down to this wick price and scaring everybody to $1,740 ETH price. That's a potential. Let's go to the next one. Let's keep it moving. Fam, appreciate you guys pulling up. We got XRP fam in here. Like I said, never was bearish on anybody's play. This is just what we wanted to talk about and kind of cover. And we saw Ben Billions, brother. Let's go. Looking forward to tomorrow, broski. I'm going to shield that up too. If you want to pull up and you got something you want to talk about as well, you're more than welcome to snatch up the mic and pull up. We're also going to be, talking tomorrow on the recap. Radio, that's going to be fire. And that's kind of what's been going on. It's been a lot of behind the scenes stuff, a lot of grind and so we can shine type of scenario going on right now. And, I can tell sometimes when the markets are going to be bearish for a little bit, not everybody wants to hear that nonstop, right? But, it's times like this, we can come back and reflect and we're like, okay, we weren't wrong for being, on, a bit bearish bias during this prolonged period of time, which in crypto feels like forever, right? On XRP to right here, again, a 7 days in crypto is like 7 months, right? So people are like, oh my God, what, Rico, you're going to keep telling me that XRP is going lower? And, it was bad enough when it went low here, but you're telling me that it still can go lower. It's like, what? People are going to start to pull up with pitchforks and stuff, right? Because I'm not telling them what they want to hear on these XRP prices. But what I'm telling you is that you could potentially get it cheaper. You could probably get it lower because you can see how even this little excitement that we did have in the market on this 4-hour time frame, you didn't miss out on too much. Price is right back in the same section right here. And that's why those higher time frames, the daily and the weekly, will kind of give you you can almost foreshadow a lot of this noise that's going on. It's like, all right, I still haven't gotten the confirmation of the confirmations yet, or it would make me feel the price is actually ready to explode. And this is why you pay insurance, right? So like that you can catch the runner. Maybe you would have got the buy signal up here and you didn't get in all the way down here. Okay, that's fine, but you could have caught the runner actually. But this would have been most likely the insurance of first mouse gets to squeeze, second mouse gets to cheese, and that one turns into the runner. And this is the insurance that you usually pay. And you can see why you pay it, because if you wait for your strategy to play out and it doesn't, that's what you also didn't catch none of that pain right there. None of that chop, right? Man, that's awesome. That's some good information right there. I like that. I like it a lot, fam. Okay, we got BNB. We're gonna go through these, doing some things. BNB likes to move kind of cool. It has a a mind of its own, but even BNB itself, we zoom out and we're in this little this little price right here, this little box. Everybody's really hanging out up in here, and this sell signal was valid. Played with us, got really close to our stop losses, but sell signal extremely valid. Why? Because it just came back to where price was hanging out before and got really close to where price wanted to come visit once again. Nothing special there. So, waiting for the sell signal and you being able to look backwards and being like, okay, I'm in this short trend. Where would be at least one of my targets? You can set up your volume profile, which is this green one over here, and you can be like, man, well, the volume profile is giving me a clear indication that would most likely be this one that we wicked down to before. Let me set some of my take profits up here. I'll set my, my stop loss, by the previous way's high. So like that, I'm not, getting involved in any trouble if it breaks out by any chance. But you can see it never got to break out. And we did come down here and visit, price where we're hanging out quite before, right? So just something to keep in mind, that price could be hanging out and coming down in this direction as well, possibly coming down to this, 572. That is possible. That is possible. But it is also possible that, the markets do turn around and explode. But right now, we're just waiting for a clear signal. We're not going to miss out on too much. It's strong. I mean, we got some bullish news on BNB. If you come over here and you come read up on BNB right now, yeah, I mean, some of the most bullish stuff going on right now is the Binance ecosystem, up 8.75% versus the market 30-day, driven by platform dominance and a potential BNB ETF, signaling capital consolidation into the largest centralized ecosystem amid the market stress. So again, you see even the big dogs, the big players, while the markets are stressed and all this stuff is going on, man, they're building some stuff. A BNB ETF is super powerful. So BNB's dominance is there on paper, is there, even in price, one can say. But as far as like, them always expanding, I think that's one of their biggest attributes is they're always trying to find a way to continue adoption. And that's why BNB's prices are at, $611 right now. Right now, we'll see exactly how low this one can go. It can potentially come a little bit lower down to this 571, or maybe price explodes and we see it come up a little bit higher. We'll come to this upper valley range, bring the price down, the volume profile, and that's 735. We're still in this green section. Maybe there is a pop that happens very soon, but I'm glad that I just waited. And the CFX was closed, which we're going to show you guys. And I started feeling like I was missing out on the potential long that was going to happen, but nope. No long. Here goes your Solana right here that a lot of people were having fun trading this one. And I mean, some people did catch this long right here. Shout out to them. All right. Appreciate you, bro. So this is kind of the action that everybody was kind of seeing on Solana right here, this little pumperooski right here. But this is where we were talking about that short being valid here. Here goes a short, some consolidation, and then a short, which was valid. And this is where you're seeing everybody get excited right here. But now price is really close to exactly where we've been before. And, what we're going to talk about, obviously, being where we're a little bit bearish on the bias side of being bearish. What price are we going to look towards? We're just going to go to the volume profile, $67. I mean, it might sound crazy, but when you zoom out and you look back, we're just like, okay, he's not just saying $67 to say $67. We got $67 action right here. That completely happened before, and maybe your first stop is right here because, you see a lot of price action right here, and this is a really long wick, but I wouldn't take that off the table just because you're like, all right, most likely it'll stop here, but sometimes it's like, it can't go any lower. That's when it goes that much lower and shows everybody, right? Especially if it breaks past some of this stuff. So, right now, not being bearish on Solana overall, I think, crypto's bullish, but right now, it's easy for me to be on the bearish side of things and be like, okay, well, we might come down to $75 and bounce right back up, or we lose $75 and we come back to where previous price has been hanging out before. and it was that $67 range. Okay. So just keep that in mind, fam. Just keep that in mind. You're not missing out on too much. Here goes the CFX one. Boy, was I feeling like I was missing out, everybody. This is the funniest one. This is honestly the one I wanted to get to because I felt like I was missing out. I had a real case of the FOMO when the market just started to explode. And, I like to trade CFX. I kind of got, back into the ebb and flow of CFX, which is nice. But right here, man, I almost started to feel like I was going to be missing out. Right. So you got this beautiful short. Let me zoom in for my people. Let me make sure that I'm zoomed in for everybody. And, this is the ones that I can talk about. I can, tell you guys about because I felt it. I went through it. And I think that's what's good is some of the stuff that we can go through is stuff that you guys might actually go through yourself. And really what it comes down to is just like trusting your strategy of whatever it might be. Because right here, this is a beautiful, short that we got. And this is where I started feeling like I was missing out on some stuff, right? Because the market started pumping, CFX started pumping, Solana's pumping, everything started pumping. It was like, oh my God, we want the bottom to be in, right? It's not like we don't want the bottom to be in. So, I started feeling, but I was like, you know what? There's no buy signal. I'm just gonna wait for when they come in, because even this was a nice run, and there was obviously a lot of money somebody could have made off of this trade. We did come back down lower, so it's been a lot easier for me to just wait it out and just get a signal. So like that, you got so much confirmation from waiting for that period of time that it's easier for you to set your stop losses and stuff and not overtrade it, not overthink it. And I think this is a perfect example right here. That was like, oh my God, look at the markets. They're like, nope, it's literally can go from short to not really going long, but really from short to short. And I think that's been one of the biggest things that I've been noticing in this type of market. And that's because the higher time frames, of course, this is very fractal. If you look, to the daily and the weekly, it all kind of makes sense why, things are still bearish. These are, bearish trends right here on these higher time frames and things like that. But, we've been trying to find that entry on the 4-hour chart to see if the markets do have a bounce back to turn it into that nice, beautiful long position, maybe even a daily candle printing out that buy signal as well, where it turns into a runner and not just a trade. But what we've been seeing a lot lately is a lot more trades, whether they're on the short side or the long side, but more trades but more runners actually on the short side. All right, so I'm going to go and do some kind of, shilling myself because I actually like this right now. And we've been seeing a lot of projects get in contact with us. Maybe some of the people can't pull up, but we came here to shill. We came here to do some giveaways. That's really what it's all about. What do we got? Lolo? I mean, bring them in, man. I mean, bring Lolo up. Bring the community. We're going to talk about you guys as well. But let's start off right here because we got some partnerships to talk about. We got some collaborations. Recap is up here. Ben Billions pulled up. So I think it's a good start because we're going to kind of go off of a lot of things off of like this platform and honestly MoonTube as well. Shout out to MoonTube. Make sure you guys check them out for all your guys' needs. We got Crow with Knife on there. You see XPX up there. But a lot of the projects that we're talking about right now are coming off of this platform right here that have been getting listed. A lot of them that have been contacting me to make some of these things happen. And you know what? Crypto is crypto, right? But this right here is what we're going to be talking about. So big shout out to Cappy today and all the projects. If you guys are listening, get tapped in very soon. There's some very cool things in the works for everybody that's really on this platform. So contact me, contact Cappy today. Also get in contact with the Recap fam, right? Let's go ahead and go to this post kind of right away. And then because then we can shift into what's going on with Ben Billions as well. But we got a partnership right here. And this is kind of what should be going on in the space right now. It's a lot of collaboration, and that's kind of what the super streams are kind of really about. It's about bringing a lot of projects together and bringing a lot of communities together, platforms together, tools together, so that when the markets are doing these consolidation periods or they're testing everybody by pulling back, that, we still have the main mission, the main vision still stamped of that's really what we're supposed to be doing, right? Because sometimes the charts can pull us in a direction where, almost a big picture takes us a seat back. But no, this is what we're supposed to be doing right here. So we got partnerships right here. Cappy today joins forces with the Recap raid bot, which we have inside of our Telegram. It's been working really good. We're going to talk about Recap as well and talk about Ben Billions. But if you guys are, looking for some more exposure right now, you guys can come over there. Come to Cappy today as well. There's got some cool little incentives. If you guys say, hey, maybe I found you guys here or I found you guys over there, you guys can come get more visibility, more attention, momentum from day one, which we have seen that. We've actually even found a couple plays turn into runners. We've been experimenting with that. And if we find runners, we find runners. If we don't find runners, then we don't find runners, right? But we've seen it here live where we checked out a couple plays that were just getting some of that more exposure and even some OG communities like the hedge community. And you can see that some of that engagement was translating into some price action, maybe not a lot, but some at the very least, where you saw the engagement kind of reflecting, people's engagement in the Telegram, people's overall, engagement. I wanted to, move the chart a lot higher as well. So shout out to the hedge family as well. I called them super early. I mean, I think if you guys go back and check the receipts, it was before hedge even got close to exploding. So anybody who got in on hedge, shout out to you guys. Shout out to Axel from the Kendu fam as well. Kendu is on Cappy today. And also congratulations on Kendu being able to accomplish, 2 years in the game. The 2 years in crypto, that's absolutely amazing. So you're seeing a lot of great projects, a lot of new projects, a lot of great communities, whether they're utility plays, NFT projects, all kind of coming together at a perfect time to really make some noise together. And, maybe you're doing a platform, maybe you're off-ramp solutions, maybe you're NFTs. Everybody has their own lane here, and there's an opportunity for every project, every community to really thrive in. And I think it's easier if we do it together. So let's go over some of the recap stuff, because that's what we've been talking about, and actually talk about tomorrow with Ben Billions, because we do have, a space to first recap radio, which is super bullish. You guys want to pull up to that, of course. And we're going to be over there co-hosting, man. Ben Billions is going to be making noise. It's going to be a lot of fun for all of us. But this is the link that you guys can come over here and engage with. Do not miss out on this. I'm going to get all these links in the chat for you guys right here. But Recap is an amazing Telegram bot, man. Gives you an, recap of everything that's been said in the Telegram. Gives you guys the community to be able to get caught up to speed and actually start to communicate with one another, because it's easy to get caught up with everything that's been going on. And maybe if somebody's been gone for a couple of days, it's real easy, man. And you know what? Honestly, it's been in our chat, in the XPX chat, and it's been working. So, if you guys want to see it work and you're maybe a little bit shy and you're not sure, go check it out in one of these projects that are using it, right? Or maybe you're like, hey, I want to ask more questions about it. Well, pull up, March 6th, 10 p.m. I keep saying tomorrow because we got so many spaces going on, but pull up March 6th, 10 p.m. UTC Central. Yeah, I mean, it's going to be a great space. I have no doubt that it's going to be a banger space, 100%. We're going to be hearing from great projects, some alpha, some giveaways, which I think that's always important to see as well. So shout out to the Recap fam. Shout out to all the projects using Recap. If you're part of the Recap ecosystem, let me know, because we're doing some things for you guys as well. Not just the Cappy Today people, not just the people getting on MoonTube, but everybody in the space. If you guys are doing something, you guys want to get that extra exposure, let me know. Honestly, let me know. Okay, let's go ahead and let's go to, so we got Recap. I'm actually going to share this for you guys as well. I just shared the link, but you guys can tap in right here. If you guys got a project over here on Cappy Today, let me know for sure. Come over here, check this out, get your project listed. We got ours on there. There's a lot of great projects on there. And honestly, we've been finding some plays kind of come to life. And you can see rising communities. If you guys kind of weigh this out, you'll see it kind of working out all together as well, right? So this is a platform where you can see top communities, you can see rising communities, you can see the top gainers. They actually have a lot of cool tools. They got some advertisement that you guys can do, some trending tools, and you guys can see your community start to vote and get trending, get exposure. It's very easy for anybody to do. If you're a project dev, you just click on your project, get your community active, not just in the Telegram space, but also be able to get people active on the X account as well, right? So just to let's see, get listed, claim your verified project. Okay, there's been some updates. You got the custom token banner. That's going to be very nice. We got Lolo pulling up. What's up, Lolo? We got no advertisements. Okay, create event instantly. We got 3-day free feature spot coming soon. So there's some cool things actually coming up right here. Verified checkmark, full profile editing rights, all social links integrated, one free blog article for the month coming soon. So yeah, definitely come over here, vote for XPX. And I think this is pretty bullish. You guys can come over here, vote, sign up using your email or whatnot like that. I think that's pretty bullish. And like I said, I'm seeing some new features, which is really, really nice to see. And you can see we get over here, get some exposure. People can check out our links. They can come to our Telegram. So it's nice to see us. And check this out. We see everybody. Nice. I appreciate that. We see everybody engaging too. So that's what's up. That's actually pretty cool. Appreciate you guys doing that. So very nice. What is we got this boost now, so we can boost it now as well. So log in for boosting. We'll bring some more details about this coming soon. But this is pretty cool actually to see, more updates coming right now. Like right before your guys' eyes to see, a lot of the updates is actually really nice. Actually really nice. Because that's what you're supposed to be doing in this time. You almost I mean, what else can you be doing, right? So here goes the call to vote button. It's right here now. And then you can just click like this and everybody can come to our X page, our X account. And yeah, you guys can vote and support the project, whether it's XPX or whatever it might be. You guys can come over here and do a call to action, which I think is huge. And we've been seeing a great response in that. Yep. There we go. There you go. So let's go over here. Let's go over some projects, some that I've seen that I think are at the floor. I actually been keeping an eye on this one. This is 401JK. I think this one's at a good spot. You see it over here, top communities. They're doing their thing. It's one of the X accounts that I actually have ready and one of the deck screeners that I have ready because I think that this plays actually, right now at a good spot. I think that this is a strong narrative. I we talked about this play before when they were pumping up really hard. But what's nice is that you can see that this community is still extremely strong. And that's why it's nice to be on Cappy today, because you can see that reflecting and you can see them coming to life. Yes, is it down from where the all-time high was? Yes, everything's down from their all-time high, but it's actually showing you the potential because we actually talked about this earlier. We talked about this play super early when it was before it was doing our little favorite pattern of breaking out towards the 5 million, $10 million market cap. This is one of the first ones that we were talking about. Look, this is way back in September, when we were talking about, breaking $5 million market cap, breaking $10 million market cap, and then automatically going higher. Now, granted, it did go down after that, and, it is what it is. I mean, there's not one thing in the space unless it's a new liquidity being injected. All plays that have been grinding, but it's these communities that are actually gonna pump back up when these markets come back to life. So I've been keeping an eye on this one. I think it's a strong narrative. If you guys got, a bags in this one, or you guys are close to this community, let me know. But I think that this one actually has some potential right now. You're seeing them, like I said, active on their X account. You see their community. They're pulling up to a lot of the broadcasters. They're active on Reddit. They're active on a lot of different socials. So right now, it's not just about highlighting whether the chart looks awesome or not. But yeah, maybe okay, we can see where they've been, but honestly, seeing this community just still being extremely active, and I think the narrative is very strong. I think it's one of these plays right now that we're supposed to be looking for undervalue, not just projects, but actually communities, undervalued narratives. And I think that this is an undervalued narrative. The 401JK staking is now live. This is the one right here, and this is the staking that they're talking about, which is funny, but this is where we're at right now. So mog the system with memes, resist and retire. This is 401JK. I think this is a great meme, and I think it's always going to have that kind of, that mantra behind it where people want to feel like, yes, us against the system. I had this pulled up. Maybe Chronoro will pull up. We'll see what's up. I don't see him in the studio. But like I said, we're going to go over everybody's stuff no matter what. Fridays is really about all of you guys. It's all about the communities that, even when the markets suck, we're pulling up together, we're shilling, we're rating, we're pulling up to these spaces on X. You guys are pulling up to these streams, whether it's on YouTube, whether it's on X, whatever it might be. It's really about highlighting all of you guys and what you guys are invested in. So if you guys are invested in Lolo and Roar, XPX, if it's Kulo, whatever it might be that you're invested in, let me know so I can showcase your project, so I can showcase, your hard-earned money that you got invested in, and kind of have some fun together, right? So yes, love AD, man. Love AD. OG Brad. I'm still holding, man. I'm holding with a lot of you guys, man. It's across the board. But this is one right here. Let's keep an eye on 401JK. And like I said, we're gonna go over a lot of these kind of top plays. to kind of show you guys. And this is something that I've been doing. I like to back test whatever I'm doing. I don't care what it is. You know, if it's something that I'm testing or I'm using, I want to see how it works out. Is there anything there? The rising communities. Has it been anything that I can see that? Kenora, I'm invested in. Nice, man. We got some links that we're gonna show for you guys as well. Maybe the Kenora guys are tied up. Like I said, it is the start of the weekend, but we're gonna talk about you guys. I'm gonna share your guys' links. So get your communities in here no matter what. Because like I said, it's not just about one person, it's not just about one idea, it's actually about the communities that have been built around this, the hours that have been put into the rating and the shilling and stuff to make this stuff happen. So it is also about highlighting the communities. And yeah, that's why I love, even though StreamYard wanted us to pay a little bit more or whatever, but that's fine, we'll do that. But I do love that now you guys can even use the overlay and just use the chat, right? Because this channel is really a community driven channel. At the end of the day, it really is. It's all of you guys that make the channel. I'm just like one of you guys with a microphone and a camera, no different, having fun with you guys, vibing with you guys. If we all can't have a high horse to ride, then you know what, then let's just keep it like this, right? So let's check out this one. I think Pump Fun Pepe was one that we were also checking out. We're going to do a lot of plays off of this Cappy today. So if you're a project that's looking to get, like I said, some access and some cool things that actually there were some meetings going on earlier today, some really cool things that could be happening in the future. Tapping with me, these are the things that we're focusing on right now. And if you're a project, even so much more, definitely tap in. But let's go to their deck screener. Let's go to their X account. Let's see what's going on with them. Yeah, I mean, solid consolidation. I think this is good, right? To have the PFP ticker is a good ticker. Also to have, the name just Pump Fun Pepe. I mean, why not be the Pump Fun Pepe? Like that should exist, right? As Degens, if we all tap into our inner Degen self, should Pump Fun Pepe not exist? If we believe in the degening that happens in this space, and don't act like we don't, sometimes we say that we don't like this and we don't like that, but if not for degening, I think crypto would be at a stone age. Honestly, I think crypto would be, nobody's getting into crypto because of, TPS, transactions per second. Nobody's, what are you telling me that this blockchain's fat? Nobody's jumping in because of that, but they could be jumping in because of PFP. They could hear the lore of the Pump Fun Pepe, and that could be enough to really get them in there, and we get our Lambo bros and our Lambo sis, and that's okay. I think it's part of our, wild environment that we live in crypto, and like everything, there's a double-edged sword, right? It has its plus sizes, it has its negative sides to it. But let's be honest and highlight that because of meme coins, there have been how many communities created, how many people willing to step up, willing to grab the mic and to talk for their bags and spaces, to even if they're joining broadcasters or whatever it might be, or to start making content for that play. It's like a lot of this stuff started like meme coins giving people that kind of empowering feeling of, they can create their own thing, right? So there is a lot that has, come from the adoption of our degening, shall we say, that also, it's always a tipping scale, right? It's like that's life does that with everything. And it's up to you to take the good with the bad and the bad with the good, and divvy that up where it makes sense for you. But to say all things is all bad and there's no positive thing, it's like, you can get, nothing's just one broad stroke all the time, right? To say all meme coins are bad or the idea of pump fund this or anything like that is bad, it'd be like, but how many great communities came from that, right? How many, great ideas because of meme coins? You got something like Cappy today, you got something like MoonTube, you got a lot of great things that because of these meme coins, things have been structured around, embracing one another into space, right? Spaces are way more popular this bull run than they were the last bull run. And I think it's because of the vibe that meme coins allow people to have with one another when trying to get the mission done. So shout out to Pump Fun Pepe, another play that did extremely well and had a really nice little run up. honestly did really good. That wouldn't take too much to get this thing roaring again. Honestly, we should get them up here as well. Get somebody up here talking from this, Pump Fund Pepe, because this is a strong narrative. The frog narrative is never leaving. So you get this chart pumping and you create some FOMO. I mean, check me out. I mean, the CFX trade started getting all green, and even I had a little bit of FOMO. Honestly, I was like, oh my God, am I missing out? And that's all that happens. Eventually, everybody gets shooken out, and you get, people that, let them vent. They're going to have to talk negative. They're going to have to get that off their chest. That's fine. But, you get the rally going again, all that's long gone, right? But there is a bit of, going through this teething pain, the growing pains of, bouncing back from this, but it is very doable. Okay, everybody. So shout out to the Pump Fund Pepe. We're going to go through some more plays, scanning Cappy today for you guys on this bullish stream. And we're actually going to start the giveaway for you guys, because you guys are absolutely amazing for pulling up. And if you guys can, you know what, because there's so much XPX in here, let's do hashtag XPX, because the community pulled up super strong. We'll start it off like that. If anybody else has a play that they want to bring up, or a giveaway that they want to do, maybe it's a NFT giveaway, maybe you got some tokens that you want to give away to some amazing community members, maybe you want to give away some Lolo, some US Dolly, this is a perfect time to get showcased right now. A matter of fact, if you guys are listening, US Dolly, if you guys want to come up, or the Lolo project wants to come up, send me a DM right now on the XPX main account, and I'll send you the private link if you're interested. Let me know in the chat if you're interested. But right now, everybody, hashtag XPX. And like I said, if you're a project listening right now, let me know so I can you can DM me, and I'll send you the private link so you guys can pull up, and maybe you guys can give away some US Dolly. Maybe you guys can give away some Lolo for the low to the low community, right? And have some fun with everybody. That's really what it's all about. At the end of the day, it's all about these people that are pulling up, because it's not for Dorico Moneybags, fam. It's for all the great people. And you guys can see their chat live right now on the screen, which is so much cooler to see. So it's not just me up, and you guys can see your guys' voices being heard as well during the live stream right there. So hashtag XPX, fam. Let's go to Cappy today. We'll check out some more plays, and maybe we'll just go to XPX right now, right? Why not? We actually are doing some pretty cool things. We'll go to Cappy today. And since we're doing an XPX giveaway, and we're here right now, and the stream is booming and having fun, we're on Cappy today. We just did something pretty cool. We just had some boots on the ground, making some, honestly getting pointed in the right direction, where we have a lot of cool things that we can do for not just the Web3 space, but IRL. And we've already been experimenting with it. We've already been doing this a little bit. If you guys rocking with me, if you guys can, I really appreciate it if you guys come over here and also engage with XPX over here. Vote extremely hard for us over here, because we're voting for you guys. I mean, all the way. I mean, we're voting for you guys. We're rooting for you guys. We want you guys to win, because that's the business model behind XPX. If nobody's winning in the space, if the meme coin millionaires ain't millionairing, and the degenins ain't degening, and the Lambos ain't Lamboing, then nobody's off ramping, right? And I think today's a perfect example. Actually, late last night when I got back from the IRL meeting and just seeing that, this was one of our best months that we've had, it's why we built this stuff out the way that we built out. So for those who are new, we're going to jump right into what XPX is all about. Like I said, if you guys can engage on Cappy today, that'd be greatly appreciated. But for those who are new and don't have no idea whatsoever, we'll jump into this really quick. XPX is a project focused on all things payments, not just off ramps, but now even taking a bigger stage and doing donation widgets, not just for this project, but for everybody. But it did start off, allowing people to, individuals, allowing them to off-ramp their cryptocurrencies, 70 different cryptocurrencies, multiple blockchains, and started with these KYC cards that are extremely effective. A lot of our clients, bigger clients, that's what they actually use, because they keep track records of everything like that. But, evolved into having these extremely bullish MasterCards, non-KYC MasterCards, which have just gotten some more further updates. If those who are using it, I'm sure you guys have seen, and I'll make some posts about it later on today, some more actions that you guys can do. And it's kind of built around, what I'm going to show you guys in just a bit. But non-KYC MasterCards, non-KYC bill payments, which that's even seen an uptick. XPX, we are built for this. I know the market's testing everybody, but it says something that this is one of our best months when the markets like this, because we have seen an uptick in our bill payments being used. We have seen an uptick in clients, and we have seen, where this is actually something that people see as a route to use, right? And that's what we built this out for, right? Not just for the investors or all the volume of the off ramping happening just from people who have invested in XPX, but the business model that we're open for business for everybody. So whether you're an individual that wants to off ramp their cryptocurrency, you want to off ramp your Solana, you want to off ramp your Ethereum, come over to xpxpay.com, click on crypto bill pay, and we'll have a different set. You'll have some choices right here from the widgets that'll load up right now. You got your physical card up to 100K limit. You have your 10K limit MasterCard or your 500 limit Visa card, non-KYC right here on this widget. You also have your non-KYC bill payments. Like I said, fam, when I say these things, this is because it's actually happened. We have seen an uptick in people using our bill payments and people using cryptocurrency to pay their bills. And honestly, what has evolved, not just electric bills and water bills, but actually their creditors and paying their loans off through XPX, because there is a wide variety of payments that you can do through our non-KYC bill payments in 10 countries currently, but it's over 80,000 companies. And there's just a matter of time where we have exposure to, people that are easily or just trying to look for, paying a water bill, or people that are looking to, pay their electric bill, or people like we've seen the uptick lately in paying creditors and loans. It's like over 80,000 companies. You can see how that net is really casted. Now, does it take, the space to evolve and understand what's actually what's going on and what's being built? Yeah, it does. And we all learned that together, as a community, as a project, as a business, we're learning that together. Right. But what's nice is that we're seeing the proof there. And I, especially myself, really enjoy that. And that's something that we're going to keep doing. It's why we're here. The other thing that we have done for the space, like I said, not just us, but for everybody, is non-KYC gift cards. We saw an uptick in this during the holiday season. You guys can, it's a great way to help somebody out. I've actually downloaded the Arc Raider game. So if you're a gamer, again, this is a net that you're being able to cast. And when I talk about the business accounts in just a bit, there's going to be a lot of cool things that you guys will also be able to tap into as far as using the business account under XPX that you guys can also leverage in the future, because at the end of the day, we want you guys to win, right? So, but again, these gift cards also extremely bullish, or whether you're using a non-KYC card to help somebody out, or, you want to be able to cast a net like XPX is able to cast a net in the gaming infrastructure, right? Okay, crypto's down and all this stuff and this is down and that is down. But you know what? We could very easily, like I've done, and I downloaded Arc Raiders. I plan on downloading another game just so I can make another post, and XPX can continue the pursuit of, not just only waiting for crypto to be bullish, but, there's new games that come out. And if I get another Steam card, which that's how I got my Steam account, we're able to use hashtag Steam and, get people from the gaming side to tap into this project. So it's not just about us being popular, on spaces or, things like that with XPX. Like my ultimate goal, and I think it's everybody's goal as well, is to make it go mainstream, right? And be able to tap into, whether it's the gaming industry like we've already started to do, or whether it's the donation widget that I'm going to talk about in just a bit. And like I said, we'll talk about this business account, which I think is super bullish for everybody, wanting to be able to leverage a lot of utility that we've actually spent some time building. Shout out to everybody making these things happen, the community, back end help that I get, and everything like that. Honestly, it takes a whole village, and that's why we're able to do the things that we do right here, right? So let's go ahead and talk a little bit about what we've been doing currently. It's super bullish, and like I said, there's a giveaway going on right now. I see Art Vibe pulled up. I'm going to show Art Vibe for you guys. Like I said, even if nobody's able to pull up, fam, this is what I do. So Art Vibe, you're going to get your shill, and this is what I love to do, right? We got Carnora AI as well. We're going to check them out as well, kind of go over some things. So get the communities in here. We got a couple more Cappy Today plays that we're going to go over. I really want to make these Friday streams all about these communities that are pulling up, and we're going to be doing that. So let's jump into what we've been doing right now and what's going on our X account. But you guys can see how this is very powerful, because XPX now has a ton of exposure to, the gaming industry, and we don't have to wait around for, just, for the crypto space to actually get popular, because people are gaming right now and they're downloading new games. So you're seeing how we're continuously being able to make sure that we're relevant in whatever market's going on. This is another one that's been going on and something that I've been extremely bullish on lately. And really even pushing our tools even to the next level is the donation widget that, anybody right now, if you guys are listening, if you guys are a project developer, I highly encourage you guys to come over here and make a business account, because it allows you to not only use a donation widget for maybe an emergency, medical use, but also if you're somebody who's trying to raise funds for your project, maybe you got an idea, maybe you got an NFT project, but you don't want to just wait for one chain or, to be able to accept only Ethereum to get your thing off the ground. And maybe you're an artist, maybe you're, like I said, a project developer that needs some extra funds. You want to get, would you not want to be able to have exposure using this donation widget? And you can title it how you want, charity, donation, NFT funds, marketing funds, whatever it is. And now you literally open yourself up automatically to accepting stable coins, to accepting Ethereum, to accepting BNB, to accepting BTC. So now you're not just only waiting for people from Solana to be bullish on you, but you actually can get people from all different chains to be bullish on what your idea is about. And this donation widget can help you. Oh, we got the Trojan. We're going to talk about that as well. That's why I got it ready. But you can get your idea off the ground, right? And maybe it is for a charitable event. Maybe it is for a project, but whatever it is, at the end of the day, you guys can raise these funds and people can donate in the currency that they choose. And as a business, I truly think that you guys should think about, when you go to the store, they let you pay with debit card, credit card, tap to pay, swipe it, insert it. There's all you don't want to slow up the way that you're, you got dollars, we'll take your dollars. You got quarters, we'll take your quarters. You got, whatever it might be. Here in Vegas, if you got the ticket from the machine, you can purchase stuff from the store with, the payout tickets, because it's currency here, right? So, you don't slow up the flow of that traffic being able to come in. And like I said, this is free to use. The only time that you guys will see a fee is when you guys offer them, because obviously there's fees that we have to pay. But if you're receiving $100 of, let's say BNB, you've received $100 of BNB in your account, not my account, not my dashboard, your business account dashboard. So if you're a project that loves animals, if you're a project that needs some more marketing funds for an NFT project, if you're somebody who maybe just had an emergency and your freaking car engine blew up and you're like, I did not see this coming. This really took me out right here, and to think that crypto cannot do this is not true. I know crypto can do this, and I know that the markets are down. I know that BTC is not at 126. I know that Ethereum's not at all-time high, but when you look over here at GoFundMe, where I've been doing a lot of research for us, not just to go from space to space trying to absorb liquidity, we can actually make a positive impact in the space. And it's an over $30 billion market share. So why not help each other out grow? Whether it's you doing something, like I said, over $30 billion market share, whether you're the people doing the cats, let's support those who want to use crypto and leverage crypto to help out cats. Those who want to, leverage, or whatever it might be, use the donation widget to leverage it in whatever way that you guys want. And you're seeing that a lot of these goals are being hit, even with markets being down, because there are still great people. And this is something that XPX is going to be doing. Like I said, I went IRL yesterday. I got pointed in the right direction. You guys are going to see some cool things. We already got our account. We made our first donation. I'm going to show you guys, and then we're going to get to the next project, because I'm super bullish on your guys' plays as well. But I want you guys to also see this as a tool that you guys can use, right? It's not just a tool for XPX to use. It's a tool for all of us to use. Maybe you have something that you guys want to see get done. It could be in your community. It could be kids trying to get enough funds for a field trip, whatever it might be. It's the limitation literally comes up to your imagination. So that's what I want everybody to kind of understand when it comes to that donation widget. And I want you guys to see that even with the markets being tough, there are still great people doing great things, right? And obviously it's great to do this. And you have people obviously doing this as a tax deductible, and they can tax write off. And I've been asked that, and that's why also this donation widget covers that end as well. I'll touch on that really quick. Somebody hits the receipt form, they'll have a receipt for that, and they can also use it as a tax deductible. Okay, so we're covering both end-to-end users, and yeah, we just want you guys to win. And the minute anybody's using it, we're obviously going to be rooting for you guys and really get that knocked out as much as we can. So let's go to our X account, show something that you guys can also do yourselves. We'll go to my X account. You guys can give me a follow right here at Rico Moneybags. Send me a DM on my Telegram to get on these super streams if you guys are interested or want to get on the Cappy today where, you know, we're talking about a lot of the plays that I'm talking about right now. Send me a DM right here as well. And then we're going to get into the post that I made that if you guys, you know, just want to do something really good and use crypto to do something good and stay anonymous as well while doing it. I just, you know, test it out for you guys. You guys can see right here. This was a donation made right here, and you guys can see a non-KYC card being used. This is a non-KYC card being used to make a donation on GoFundMe. And honestly, XPX, for those that are listening, those are bullish on XPX, you know, it's not about being better than them. It's about how can we be, you know, when you go to that spot and it says donate, you know, and you're actually about to, you know, make a donation, you know, there's a spot right here where why can't it be us that exists right here? You got PayPal, you got Venmo, you got credit or debit. Why not pay with crypto and that purple bubble be right there? But it's going to have to start from us doing it and building it out right now. So if you guys got a great cause or something that you guys want us to help you guys out with, at the end of the day, I really think the better we do for our space and we grow this out, it will open up the doors where, you know, XPX can be one of this, because whether we do it or not, there is going to be an option right here one of these days that says pay with crypto, and it's either going to be a purple bubble or it's going to be something else. But I know that those crossroads do exist, and I really want that to be us. And I think we have to take the initiative. And we kind of started already slowly. And I got some more ideas. Like I said, I've as you guys can see, this is X Pays X. We're going to be doing some more things. I did some boots on the ground, and we're going to move in this direction, fam. Okay. Because whether the markets are down, this is a space that's still moving and making things happen. So let's do some positive things in the space if we can. If you guys want to stay up to date with all things XPX, give us a follow at XPX Token. It'd be greatly appreciated. And join the Telegram. Amazing community, suits and ties. We're here holding strong. Rest of the market being tested. We're here building out real utilities that you guys can use today, whether you're an individual or a business fan. Woo! That's an XPX shill right there, man. That felt really good. Come check us out. Also, if you want to get a bag, come over here to Smart DeFi. You know, charts are going to be the charts. We've gotten over that, but we got staking is live. You know, we also have lending is live with just about 60, almost 60 BNB in asset backing, which is super bullish. You know, when you're hearing all that bullish BNB news, because, you know, we have like almost a 12.5% ratio to, you know, XPX tokens, which is very, very strong. So make sure you guys don't miss out on that, and get you some of that. Go over to smartdefi.com. Yes, get it right there. And shout out to the other projects. Shout out to Space Penguins. They're up here. Shout out to Noma Token. They're cooking as well. Shout out to Feg Token, you know, really showing us what it takes to go year after year, because it's not just given to you, right? To be able to be, and it's one thing to say multi-cycle project, but it's another thing to actually do it. So, you know, I think Feg Token is a great example of what it takes to be extremely diligent and keep pushing forward no matter what. And, you know, it's good. We're right here, and we see a lot of other great projects doing the same thing. Space Penguins, Noma Token, XPX, Feg Token, said them twice. Yeah, we're here making some noise, man. Let's see what else we got, man. We got the giveaway tool probably packed with people. Wonder who's going to win. We got 65 entries. That's what's up, man. That's actually pretty cool. That's actually pretty cool. Thanks for mentioning Feg. Of course, man. Of course. I want to mention US Dolly, man. I want to mention US Dolly as well, man. I've seen you guys emailed me and everything. I got an email from you guys. I got a DM from you guys. I like it, man. That's why I'm talking about you guys, because on all different fronts, you know, you've actually contacted me. Like I said, also hit me up on Telegram, the one that I posted up above. That's also a great way to get a hold of me. But let's do this first poll for everybody. Keeping you guys, you know, locked in with me during that XPX show. It was really greatly appreciated. I'm really excited for what we've been doing. The proof is right there. Like I said, one of the best months we've had was this month. So, you know, the market's not great, but, you know, you see the light where it's like the business model is what it's supposed to be. It actually is doing what it's supposed to be doing. So it's like, okay, let's go, right? Let's effing go, right? Okay. Now that's what it's all about. Give me some. Let's go. Saphir, oh my god, this guy's about time he actually wins. I don't think I've actually seen him win. Oh, Saphir, have you won before, bro? Let's make sure bro wins a little bit more. This is rigged, everybody. This is rigged. That's one of my favorite hashtags is rigged. I think it's so hilarious. But shout out to Saphir. He's absolutely amazing to, you know, the XPX community. He's, I mean, absolutely amazing. And I think everybody can appreciate how light he can make things feel because he's actually really funny, man. And we're all spending a lot of time in here. We can't be robots. We're all human, right? It's like, come on now. You know, the ADs, the Mr. Mo. I got some amazing DMs from Mr. Mo, and just, you know, him trying to do some things and pushing forward on that. That's absolutely amazing. We got, you know, we got such a great blend, and I think it comes from the, you know, Saphir being able to keep it a little bit light sometimes, right? Because, you know, we all want this to work, and we're all hanging out in this space, and, you know, the easier it is to just be ourselves. You know, we all want the same goal, right? So, you know, we got to also be able to hang out and be like this. I think it actually works really, really good. So shout out to you, Saphir. I've never been so self-conscious about my feet till I met you. And if you know, you know. If you don't, you'll find out, right? So let's come over here. Appreciate you guys pulling up. You guys are absolutely amazing. We got some more shilling to do. We're not stopping. I really want to make these spaces really the really most impactful spaces for you guys. And these super streams, you know, really give you guys kind of everything, kind of catch you up. Because like I said, when you look at the markets, there wasn't a lot of things that we really missed out on, right? So focusing on building, you know, taking the time, like I said, it was not till late that this thing was set up, that I went to go link up and stuff like that. But it's actually pointing us in the right direction. It's all about this stuff. It's all about, you know, making sure that, you know, there's other things going on while, you know, the markets are figuring themselves out, because, you know, we're really close to almost the same prices of that pullback that we were having, right? Nothing too, we really didn't miss out on that much, right? So these super streams is where we can do a nice recap, get everybody together, all the projects together, and really all the communities. All right, let's go into a little bit more Cappy today. I want to give a shout out to the Can Do fam. You know, they're always max engaging. I mean, they're absolutely amazing, and they're up here on the top for a reason. So we definitely got to come over here to the Can Do fam. We're gonna check out OG Bread as well. I see my broski AD 45 in here, man. Absolutely amazing. Love you, brother. We got a lot of great other plays. US Dolly. I can see you coming up here as well. You know, we'll bring some more plays up. It does not matter of the market cap, fam. Don't be shy. I don't care. It's all about, you know, right now. I mean, everybody's market cap can be like Bitcoin's not at all-time high and you're messing up. That's not what's going on, right? And that's okay, man. We're gonna get through this together. Because, you know, well, how's it go? Is like at the end, everything's gonna be fine. So if it's not fine, it's not the end, right? It's like, you know, everybody's like, at the end, everything's gonna be fine. And it's like, you know, you kind of start to get focused on the area where it seems really hectic, but it's like, if at the end everything's going to be fine and things are not fine right now, is that not meaning that it's not the end, right? Because at the end things are going to be fine because we're adding the right ingredients for the stuff to be fine, right? Let me know, man. Is that too much coffee am I drinking? Let me know, fam. Let me know. Let me know. Is that the coffee talking right now? Because I just found out I had a setting to make it stronger, and that literally what it says is it doesn't even say strong, it just says stronger. I'm like, all right, we'll set it on stronger. We'll grow some more hair on the chest. We'll get that. we'll get that going in the right direction. Let me give this project a big shout out. 2-year completion, amazing community. Like I said, doing their thing nonstop. This is the Can Do. We don't gamble. We work mentality over here, and you have seen them with their permissionless brand, where anybody can build off of this. Anybody can use the and they got a nice incubator, you know, to help out those who are really going to bring some value to this amazing community, which it deserves. Let's be honest, it does deserve that. But you can see, I mean, not many projects can pull this off. I've seen a lot try to pull it off, and you know, they didn't stick around. But this community's locked in, fam. This is a lot of people's fridges look like this. I mean, I need some more Can Do stuff, honestly, fam. I need some more energy drinks, and I actually need some more Can Do spice, and which I do order with the XPX, non-KYC card plugged right there. But if you guys are looking to get some energy drinks, tap in with this community, join their Telegram. If you guys are looking to add some spice to your life, are you looking to add some spice to your life? Well, let it be Moon Rock. Can do spice for your steaks and adding a little bit of spice to your life right here, fam. You guys don't want to miss out on this. I mean, would you not want any project that you're a part of? Let's keep it real. Let's be honest. If there was any Telegram that you're on, would it not be cool that there was just random community members saying, hey, by the way, I love this project so much that I'm going to do this on my own dime and just get this going? Because I love this project this much. I've been in this project already 2 years, and I'm going to figure out how to make Can Do Beers a beer to drink. I'm going to, you know what, out of nowhere, another community member pops up. He's like, you know what? I like that idea. I like the idea that we're not waiting around for just anything. We're going to take, we're going to take this thing by the reins. We're going to make this thing happen. And we're going to do it with spices. We're going to do it with beer. We're going to do it with energy drinks. We're going to do it with brand new drip on justshopcrypto.com, where you guys can get that Can Do merch. We're going to do it on MoonTube, which we'll talk about MoonTube next, because I'm going to let everything just flow really nice together and perfect, right? And also, I want to let these projects know on MoonTube. Let me know. DM me if you guys want extra exposure. You guys want to go to the next level. Let me know so you guys can join me on the next Friday super stream. This is the one we're going to put a lot of the, all the oomph into. And we're building up the super streams, some things moving in the back end at the same time to make it that much better and that much greater for all of really us, because I like to enjoy it too. Let's be honest, right? But shout out to the MoonTube as well, which we're going to check out next. And maybe we'll go off of MoonTube and check out what they got going on over here with some of the projects. You got XPX, you got shout out Crow with Knife, you got Momo Bunk, you got Spare Parts. I think that's funny. We got Nyan CTO on the BNB chain. You got Get Trump memes. So you got some Trump memes. You got Kimchi OG ETH. You got Kimchi as a ticker. You got Big Dawn USD1. Big Dawn is a ticker. You got Mushu as well. And you got US Dolly. I had to give you guys another shout out because you guys are just being so bullish in the chat right now. You got my attention, man. That's bullishness. I don't care what the market cap is. Yeah, I mean, you got one of my eyes. I'm about to turn into a lizard over here because US Dolly is so bullish in the chat that I'm trying to look at one screen, another screen, this screen, that screen. And it's like, what? US Dolly, US Dolly. But right now it is all about this Can Do permissionless brand powered by this amazing community. They're expanding even more. We got Can Do Unleash also. We got the Can Do beers, the drinks. All of that stuff is fire. I mean, if you're a part of any community, like I said, and you join their community and you're inside of their Telegram, they work for their bags. Can Do coffee. Let's not forget the coffee. Almost forgot that. Events, and they're having fun. It's like, this will outlive charts. This will outlive charts because, like I said, Satoshi Nakamoto, the dev of Bitcoin, his Bitcoin's down right now. Vitalik, super smarty pants guy with the smart contracts and stuff like that, his Ethereum is down right now. So don't feel like this is a you problem or anything like that. No, it's mass liquidations, in the markets, a lot of leverage being taken out, and then the markets slow up, and you have kind of like a cascade effect after that, right? That's all it is. That's all it is. But these are the projects, these are the brands, these are the communities that when the tables turn, and they always do, right? It doesn't stay winter forever. It's not spring forever. It's not summertime forever. It's like the tables will turn. You just got to make sure your butt is still sitting at the table. That's it. But whether or not the tables turn, it doesn't care who you are, what you are. It's not like, it hates you specifically. No, just you almost got to wait your turn sometimes. And I think that this community has a beautiful net casted for people that are bullish on the idea of energy drinks, the idea of, being able to create your own brand and getting the support from this community, also from some pretty, I think, some pretty smart, gentlemen and ladies that are up inside this community doing a lot of stuff, whether it's with their art, their real world impact. You got Stacy, everybody associated with this is doing really great. You got MoonTube that's come off of that, which we'll talk about next. We're also listed over there, so we're going to give them a big shout out as well. But if you're a part of any project or part of any kind of community, the fact that you can almost go to sleep and rest assured that you got one of these crazy Can Do people, breaking night, maybe putting in 16, 18 hours a day to make sure MoonTube is fire, to make sure that their Can Do spice is spicing things up. to make sure that that Can Do beer is setting the vibe for you. It's like that's pretty amazing. Where it's all like all these other things, not just Can Do itself, but all these other people that are even working for their own thing within that Can Do brand to make it great. And to me, that's very powerful. So let's go to MoonTube, and shout out to MoonTube. Maybe they're sleeping, I'm not sure. But if you guys are looking to get, I gotta update my picture right here, man. Make my picture a little bit more beautiful and stuff like that. But we got Crow with Knife up here. Maybe we'll bring up Crow with Knife next, since we're just gonna follow the trail. That's all we're doing. That's all we're doing, right? But I do want you guys to come over here and get your projects checked out over here. Maybe you guys got some things that you need help with, some services, some really cool things are going to be coming over here as well. You guys don't want to miss out. But you got some, some coin market cap listing services, some listing services. You got your YouTubers, you got myself, you got Believes Crypto, Believes Crypto, you got Adam Shelton, you got Oscar Ramos, you got the Krypton calls as well up on here. You got a lot of great people. And this is just a start. Like I said, this is breaking off right from that Can Do movement. You're seeing also the projects over here that are trending. So again, providing value more than just to yourself, getting other projects to come tap in, whether it's Sachi, Mario Coin, Mayo, the Manu, the Vote Inu. Shout out to the voted community. Man, that takes a lot. People are voted. You can't fake that, man. People are voted. You see a lot of people try to do some stuff, but you know what? The Vote Inu stays right there. The Vote Inu, we got any Vote people up in here? Let me know by some lightning votes, because Volt is here and it is trending right here. You got the Kimchi. So this is one that's we're seeing quite a bit. You got Momo. You got XPX, man. If you guys can come over here at my XPX fam and upvote for us, that'd be greatly appreciated. We got a lot of cool things coming. And remember, everything that we're building is not just for us. So, whether it's Momo, Kimchi, the Manu, whatever coin that we can help out or assist in some of the things that we do to help them do what they want to do, that's what we want, right? So that's why we're seeing all this time right now where it's awesome to do this cross collaboration, cross pollinate with, platforms and projects to make sure that everybody can get an idea of what everybody's building in the space, and we can grow and build off of that. We can grow and build off of that, right? So you got trending MoonTubers, trending tokens, the one we're checking out right now, and you got a couple other things that you guys can also come and check out. Let's see if I scroll down. Look at that. That's pretty nice. We'll check out Crow with Knife left. Okay, you got, man, we got one day. This is actually pretty nice to have this little timer right here. It's like, come on, we got to stay up here. So upvote Can Do, very nice. Come over here, create a platform. And we'll talk about these projects as well. Like I said, this is kind of just like finding fire communities right now, finding the plays, using platforms that are building things out, using the tools that are around us, right? The MoonTubes, the Cappy Today, the XPX, the tools that we've built ourselves. A lot of us, we're from projects. We're, maybe YouTubers at one point, now developers, or, community members, investors from a project that now you got a whole MoonTube type thing that you built out, right? So it's about using the tools that we've all built out in the space. So we'll check out some of these plays as well. And we'll start off with Crow with Knife because we're tapped in with this community. We'll see what else is grinding over here. We're going with the flow of things today, man. But MoonTube right here showing you even a little bit confirmation as well, right? Because now you're seeing some of those names that you're seeing pop up other places. So maybe it's a runner, maybe something's going on because you're seeing them on that platform, you're seeing them on this platform. So there could definitely be something there with like lining all that up, right? But shout out to everybody on MoonTube. Let's click on Crow with Knife and see what it brings up. Okay, so we got their chart right here, right off of this. Ooh, the line chart. Okay, Crow with Knife. Shout out Crow with Knife. We'll put it on market cap, not price. So discount price. I'm still holding my Crow with Knife. I got a Chronos wallet that we're just gonna leave alone. We got a Sui wallet we're just gonna leave alone. It is what it is, right? We're just gonna let that evolve and let it happen. But even myself with Crow with Knife, man, it is on crypto.com. It should have its moment, fam. And maybe everybody has to get shaken out of these things to happen, right? Some of the biggest shakeouts had to happen for some of the biggest run up. And this play, I don't think it should be completely ignored. It went up extremely high. This was not showing it completely, but it did go up. And, here we go. We got in over here. We had a chance and we're like, oh, what? And it pumped back up, but then it went back down, right? But don't think that these things can't come back to life. They got a lot of great exposure. And you're seeing where the community It's not folding. I mean, do you see these guys folding? Let's go to the X account. Do you see oh, this is the MoonTube one, but do you see the Crow and Knife people by any means? So this is their links. See, we could Crow and Knife. This is what we got here. See what else we get. Oh, we just get plain Dex tools like this. Okay. It's nice that it leads you to everything you need. Let's go to the X account. Congrats. Check out the US Dolly Sick Gain user. And we're definitely going to be checking you guys out. You guys are epic, pulling up super strong. But Crow and Knife, I mean, super active. They're not slowing down. So you're seeing, hey, charts are going to be charts. Crow and Knife is still here. Crow and Knife is being Crow and Knife. And yes, we've all been tested. And yes, you know, we all held and it could pump up. But you know what? I'm not going to just let it just, it is what it is. We're going to hold it. You know, we're going to hold it and it's going to go up. It is. It's on the, you know, more crypto adoption happens. This is an easy community for people to come into crypto.com and start to be bullish on a Crow and Knife. Because meme coins are not going anywhere. We just need our next wave of adoption. You know, we're looking for our next wave. We had a nice little wave. Let's be honest. A lot of people don't want to admit that. They say 2025 sucked and 2024 sucked, but we really had a lot of people come into the market. We're waiting for our next wave. We're waiting for the next wave of people to come into the market. Shout out to MoonTube for providing this platform. Shout out to the Can Do people as well. Shout out to Crow and Knife. Like I said, extremely active community. Even with everything going on in the market, they're not stopping. And I see these people pull up nonstop all the time. So big shout out to the Crow and Knife community. Shout out to the Crow and Knife community. I do see AD, and I don't want to forget about AD because I rock with Broski so much. And this is why we're using multiple platforms, man. We're jumping around right now. This is what we're doing. We're in DGen mode for you guys. Let's go to OG Brett because big shout out to you guys. Like I said, right now, you want to look for those people that are still pulling up to streams. You want to look for these communities right now. And I mean, AD is one of those people. AD, you're one of those people, right? You do that, AD. You pull up for your bag, right? You're working for your bag nonstop. Oh, man, am I going too far? I don't want to show some stuff. Okay. All right, cool. We'll just stop right there. We got OG Brett. Like I said, charts are going to be charts. Let's go over here to the engagement. Shout out to AD. I mean, he's been pulling up nonstop. I've been seeing you in spaces, bro. I see you pulling up, grinding for your bag, grinding for the OG Brett. And you know what? It's one of those narratives that we just will refuse, and we're not going to let it go because it would hurt too bad. It would hurt and sting too bad to know that somehow the original Brett did just come up and pump, right? Because on the blockchain, that's just what's there. That is just what's there. And that is the original Brett on ETH. That is it right there. The 0x240. And, you know, you don't want that thing to, you know, we just keep getting more meme coin adoption. And people just out of nowhere start picking this one and start pumping it up again. It's like, oh my God, I heard it on Rico's stream. I heard AD telling everybody about the original Brett. I heard AD's beautiful voice on Space to Space, going to the Trolls Den space. Shout out to the Trolls Den fam as well. Seeing AD there talking for Brett, seeing him pulling up for his bag, seeing the community pull up for their bag. That's what it's all about right now. That's what it's all about. Unless it's about something else, you guys can let me know. But from what I can see right now, it's definitely about highlighting those people that are resilient in this market, like AD, like the Project OG Brett, like the communities, and showcasing them. And that's what we're doing today on the super stream for all of you guys. Let's go ahead. It wouldn't take much, man, to get the FOMO back. You already know, AD. It wouldn't take much. You know, everybody start buying back in. We're going to keep grinding and working for this bag. It's going to happen. It's the original Brett. And all it takes is for this thing to pump up just a little bit higher and everybody will go chase it all over again. I mean, Meme Link is a good example of something that pumped up really hard, shook everybody out, and then pumped right back up to $10 million market cap. And there's like, look at GME. There's so many plays that have had moments where if you didn't have a moon or dust attitude, you missed out on historical, eye-watering, face-melting gains, basically, right? So I'm gonna leave that bag parked there. I'm gonna make sure you're shaking it for the low, for the OG Brett fam and us, those who are still holding with you in this community, because I think it's a great narrative, fam. So shout out to the OG Brett community, for sure. The charts are gonna be the charts. It wouldn't take much to get everybody all pumped up, and oh my God, look at it, we're doing it, we're here again, right? Like I said, you look at like even meme link, that's a great example of you know 15 million and coming down and shaking everybody to 100 and something K market cap, and then turning this thing right back around to 10 million. So there's a moment where yeah, the market's sucking it and you kind of flow with the market, but there are moments where, like, if and when you keep pulling up, and obviously you got some utility, like meme link has some utility as well you could use, it can pump up again. It can totally pump up again. So don't get discouraged. You can find project after project, of instances of things like that, right? Let's check on Clash. Let's go into a little bit of a freestyle part of the stream, if that's all right with you guys. Price action is going to be price action, but just you can see that even like plays like Clash and some of the biggest plays, the markets are still testing everybody. And that's all good. I think Clash is doing something really good. I think it's a great play to bring up and a great investment for everybody to think about. It's not financial advice, but kind of like with XPX, and we're talking about being able to tap into more than just one market. You can see how, okay, we got some stuff right here that's brand new. Traditional polls being replaced by prediction markets. Our very own BMC Glenn sat down with George Plays Clash from Cryptos R Us to discuss whether prediction markets are just high stakes betting or a genuine alternative to polls. I'm going to tell you guys right now, and like, if you guys can give me your opinion on this, I'd appreciate it. What do you guys think about, if you guys think this is going anywhere, or do you guys think it's just gambling? Do you guys think it's a alternative to genuine polls? Let me know what you guys think about it, because honestly, I don't think it's going anywhere. I think it's here to stay. And what's cool about that being here to stay is that you have a meme coin that has evolved to the stage of having a really massive utility that can use all different types of hashtags and cash tags, whether it's to Apple, whether it's to, using Trump hashtags to get people's attention. You're seeing a utility that can cast a net beyond, spaces, beyond Web3, and catch people's attention on this new narrative, this new trend, whether it's people betting on NBA games, the Celtics versus the Lakers, whatever it might be, the Olympics, funny stuff, serious stuff. This is real. I was watching the State of the Union and watching the poly market at the same time, and you're just seeing this immense amount of volume. So it has got a lot of people's attention. And I honestly think this is just the start of it. And it's nice to see a solid play. And yes, the chart is testing everybody again. And I understand that, right? And, sometimes people don't want to pull up as much, but you got to look at the bigger pictures. Like, can this thing cast a net big enough, to capture some of this Clash picks, some of this poly market, some of this Kalshi, some of this narrative, some of this idea that's evolving right before our eyes? And I think it honestly can. And I think, with a thriving community like the one that Clash has, like the one that George has, it truly has a lot of potential. There's a lot of great ingredients in this for it to make it. I saw that one. I was actually on the phone with my brother. There was a poly market that, when is Jesus gonna come back? Yeah, I mean, there's everything. There's everything. I was literally talking to my brother about it and I seen that one. I was like, yeah. And when you actually watch it, and I was watching one, it was like a 5-minute chart of one. And you can see that if you do a little bit of TA, you could probably do really good. Because there was one that was just like, is it going to close underneath this price within the next 5 minutes? And I can see why, that's siphoning a lot of money, because if you went to your 5-minute chart, on like BTC or something like that, you got your first sell signal, probably not the best example, but also a good example of you got a little bit of profit in this 5-minute chart, but you could have followed it, kept agreeing with that it was going to close lower, and it did. And not actually have to purchase any Bitcoin to do it. But we'll see on this 5-minute chart. This looks like it's about to flip right around, but definitely tested right away in this thing. But I was talking to my bro and like looking at some of the stuff on how the space is evolving into that. So, seeing a project like Clash, and you can tell that the whole market's feeling something to some degree, right? If it's a new launch, then obviously it's doing really good. New liquidity injections always do great. But I think if we look at the bigger picture of like what's being built as far as cryptocurrency, I think that this is a great play to check out. So always great to highlight Clash and the community that's with the Clash fam. Let's check out some fun plays. Let's go through some more stuff. And actually, let's give Art Vibe a little bit of a exposure as well. Before it kind of slips my mind, you guys give them a follow. I know they've been doing some things. Some things were just live. I was in another space, so I didn't get a chance to catch that. But if you guys want to learn more, we will be having Chrissy up again to kind of tell you guys what's going on. Some of the things that they just recently had go live. Let's see if we can scroll down and catch some of it. Okay. But and you know what? We'll have her come up and kind of talk about it as well. I think it's going to be a lot better like that. But I did see that they have some things going live where you guys definitely might not want to miss out on the BNB network as well. So, we do have a lot of people that are tapped into the BNB side of things. So just something to keep in mind. We'll have her come up again for sure. We'll also have Mike possibly come up whenever he wants to come up. His new his collection that he's always working on. And really just like I said, this is, again, I'm sure a lot of people spend a lot of time, and I'm not like the best artistic person. So, what you think is not even that great for me, I get blown away, because if I even tried, it would not only just take me forever, but it would also probably not even come close to anything that you guys are doing. It would have to be complete satire idea, where it's just so ridiculous that it's funny, right? But you got people with some great causes here. Like I said, you got Mike with his audio, music, NFTs. You got the overall Art Vibe platform that you guys can come here. I see Veteran Token has been experimenting on here, helping out veterans and stuff like that with his project. He's also got his merch on justshopcrypto.com. But you're seeing again, where it's bigger than the project. This stuff is, excuse me, a lot of these ideas are bigger than just one person, and they come down to, whole communities, right? So yeah, coming soon to a world near you. That'll probably do good, honestly. I honestly, I should listen to you more often. That'd probably be the best thing. It'll probably just rock their socks off, but this is a great platform for you guys, whether you're on BNB ideas, base ideas, all EVM chains, Polygon ideas, wherever you're looking to, come up with some cool stuff. Avalanche, you got your Crow network. You guys can experiment and have some fun over here with Art Vibe fam. All right. So solid platform, great people, trying to get you guys some extra exposure as well. So make sure you guys give them a follow at Art Vibe NFT. And that is Vibe with a Y, everybody. Yes, it is. All right, what else do we got, man? You guys got any play? We had that Lolo play. We had Dolly play. Is this Lolo right here? Ain't no way. Is this Lolo? Don't they better be still? Whoa, Lolo. Elote? I like elotes. Where's my Lolo fam? Where's the Lolo fam? What? Man, when you got this going on and the market's red, even I want to FOMO into Lolo. Even I like Lolo right now. So let me chase the green candle. Where's Lolo at, man? I'm calling you. See, they left right away. You gotta stay down for the come up, man. They're over here doing all that shilling. They don't even know their chart is looking, and we're over here, going drooling over this chart, how it looks. Look at this. Let me share the chart with you guys. Let me share their Telegram. Let them know that they're on a super stream. I'm gonna share their Telegram for them. Oh no, the Telegram's not working. Oh yes, it is. Never mind. Here it goes. We got Dolly as well. That we're gonna bring up the Dolly too. We're gonna US Dolly. We're gonna bring you guys up too. You guys are making noise. Why not? But here goes a play for you guys. This is Elote Lolo. Hello, Lolo. And it's doing really good. We got a Twitter page we'll check out for you guys, and we're having some fun with you guys right now. Here we go. We found something. Did we find something? Is it a banger? That's what I'm saying. A lot of the times we found some hot plays because you guys are amazing and people come to the streams. That's how a lot of plays, hot plays are found, and then we find people coming up and chilling. And next, we found Lolo because Lolo found us. That's how we found Kendu. Oh my God, that's awesome. That's awesome. Let's go, fam. Okay. Lolo. Jelly bean happened. Man, what the? We got ourselves a banger, fam. What? Fresh off the press. They don't even know. Hey, go raid their Telegram and let them know that Lolo is here. Lolo is here. Nice, man. Nice. Very nice. Very, very nice. I wish I could copy that. Doesn't let me copy it from the chat. But I mean, what can we say? Great chart, I guess, right? I guess that's what we can say. Great, awesome chart. Word two. I mean, it's nice that it hit some round numbers. I know you can't do technical analysis on meme coins, but it's crazy how we hit these round numbers all the time. There's some human patternness to us, man. And that 5 and 1 million is the same 5 million and 10 million. It's the same thing, just with some zeros on it. We're constantly playing this game of decimals and these round numbers and stuff like that. But we got Lolo right here. Shout out to the Lolo community bringing us a hot play. We probably got some people in the stream right now going over there, sprinkling the Lolo with a little bit of so-so and gonna see what's up. Maybe this one turns into a complete runner, breaking 1 million, breaking 5 million, going to the moon, or maybe it just gets a bunch of dust in your wallet. We don't know. It's not financial advice, but definitely something to go check out. We've seen them pulling up, and it is fresh, 12 days old. They shook a lot of people out, which we found is probably good when you got these Solana coins. If it goes too parabolic right away, people just wreck the chart on you anyway. So actually the pullback and just boring this consolidation, getting everybody out the way, snipers and whatnot, and then pumping it up, giving them a taste of that FOMO is probably the best way to do it. And you're seeing that actually work right now with Lolo getting everybody's attention on Pump Fun and on the super stream today, man. Super cool. Super cool. Let's go to US Dolly. Are you guys on Dex Screen already? Did you guys bond? Because I was checking some of your guys' stuff out. Because like I said, you guys hit me up on everything. I be paying attention, fam. Are you guys on here yet? Maybe you guys are on Pump Fun, right? Let's see. Maybe you guys are on Pump Fun. Let me do it on another one. Share the vibe, fam. You guys gotta share the vibe, man. It's vibing right now. Can I just put Dolly in? What is your guys' ticker? US Dolly? That one's 1 year ago. It can't be that one. Let me see the chat. What's your guys' @ handle? The Dolly token. While we look at this chart, pump it up. What is your guys' @ handle? Should we put the 1 second chart? Really turn up the FOMO on Lolo. US Dolly, what is it? @ US Dolly or Okay, maybe US Dolly _rocks. I see that on from one post. Let me see. Okay, we found you. We got it. This is the thing. Okay, here we go. US Dolly. Share the vibe. You guys want to pull up. You guys want to make some noise. Here you guys go. You guys, I mean, that's earned by community. Absolutely. So we got right here, Otto for USD. plus next level exchange listings equals gains. That's what it means. If you didn't know what it meant, there you go. Got some AI to it. Oh, I love her too. Yeah, I love her too. Dolly Parton. What's that one song? That Jolene song. Oh my god, that song is good. Jolene, Jolene. I know I just killed that song. I know I just butchered it, everybody. I there's zero talent. I think out of everything, I'm just driven. There's not like a, if you guys can find a talent bone, let me know. But I think, yeah. Okay, she gave you guys the name Dolly. I get it, man. I like it. I see you guys. Let's go check your pump fund. I know you guys are a pump fund play, probably trying to get bonded, going through your things, trying some stuff out. It's all about pump fun. It's all about having. That's what the pump fun is all about. We have to embrace the fun that you guys do. That's fun. That's what it is. So let's see. Okay, 5K market cap. Let's get some buys going on this thing. You guys did go up a little bit to 23K market cap. Okay. You guys are, got to get it to pump right back up. It's easy to do, man. Just start stacking up some buys. People will come back for sure. 24-hour stream. That's good. Experimenting with the Dolly. That's awesome. Nothing wrong with that, fam. Nothing wrong with that. That's what this whole thing is all about. If you really get away from sometimes the how people feel from it, it does produce some amazing things. Here goes Punch on Pump Fun. This thing's going crazy. Went all the way up here to $60 million market cap. We didn't know it was going to be Punch. So let's say, people try and figure it out. That's how you know. But Punch is the play right there, doing really, really good. And this is just 2 weeks old. 2 weeks old. So, pump it up. Shout out to you, Dolly. Keep pulling up, get your community active. You don't know, it could definitely pump up. You guys have a little breakout. That's what Solana does that, and just, maybe you're one of those charts that we look at later on and we're like, well, look, they shook everybody out. They shook the snipers out. It consolidated for a while and then it pumped up. But that's just not the case. That's just, with the market right now, we're not at the pump exactly just yet. If it was like a fresh Dolly, maybe it'll pump up right now, right? Maybe it's not Dolly. I think this is funny. But I would not be discouraged. You could definitely get this thing to pump and go higher. Any other plays you guys want me to check out while we're live on the super stream? You guys are absolutely amazing. We got all kinds of stuff right here. We got some Pokemon stuff going on. I know we were talking to Kabutops. We're going to get more plays to come up here, more communities, more diverse. But check this out. This is at 700 something K market cap. The Collector Group. Ooh, that's like the name of that. The Collector Group, man. So collect.rip. And this already works on all other social media platforms. So this is already going to work over here. This is working over here. And let's look at this amazing chart. They went up to 2.8 million. They're consolidating right now. And again, a lot of this stuff right here with these pump fun plays is like, they go and they shake everybody out. And, if it's a real play, it can pump up. Do not get this thing came back down to almost nothingness. Right. And then, once the buy starts stacking up and you start breaking certain market caps again, people can't resist. I think this is something that people are not going to be able to resist. There's a lot of collectors in the space. There's a lot of people that like this. We like it, right? So let's go to the X account and actually check this out. Let's open this link. So, yeah, there you go. The Collector Group. Bro is going to be Ash, and he's going to catch them all, man. Just opening cards. And that's a fire thing that's going on right now. And honestly, I think this is going to keep scaling. And this is what I'm talking about. But this is actually super creative and just, outside of just, has to be a space that buys up your stuff. It's like just providing some value. Maybe I don't know what this is, but providing some value and some things that people like, some things that people relate to, that they can resonate with, and you'll have a whole bunch of support system like you're seeing right now with the Collector Group. I think that sounds pretty cool. And they are collecting Pokemon cards, and that's a good treasury to have. We might have to start collecting Pokemon cards again ourselves. Why not? This might be one of the best, hedges against the market is just collecting more Pokemon cards, as you see some of them sell for $16 million, right? So there is definitely a market in this, and then this is not going anywhere either. So that's why we got to do this stuff and check into it, and not just get stuck in our own little echo chambers. You're seeing this happen right here before your eyes. I mean, cool. You just caught one right there, caught a Pokemon. He's ripping them and putting them where they need to be. We get to watch fresh openings right now. Look at that. Get to watch it. I could sit here and review his thing probably, and people will like that more than crypto. So you know what? We're gonna react to the opening of this on Pump Fun, and that'll probably even do good because I just think there's a market for it, honestly. Oh, look at that. Screamtail. Whoa. There's some here that I never seen because I'm an old head now. It's crazy. It sucks how fast we get old, right? It's like people just start calling you Unk. People start calling you OG. Then you watch a video and they start asking everybody, like, what does old mean to you? And they're like, anybody's birthday that starts with 1900. I was like, wow, that's crazy. So even 1999, it's like, yep, anybody, if your year starts with 19, you're considered old. By like, I saw the same, like over 96% of people. So I was like, sheesh. All right, so we got this going on right now. Let's go look at some more. I mean, why not? We're hanging out. We got a nice little stream going. And this is what we do. We had a giveaway as well. That's pretty. Let's see what else we got. We got this right here. Just molt crabs, just some crabs. I mean, crabs doing what the heck? How are the 60s like? I don't know. I wish I was that old. So you got crabs over here doing their thing. You got crabs over here. This is crazy. Man, it pulled back hard. It went all the way up to, look at that. How old is it? 14 days old. Molt crab. After this pump, the crabs could get a better tank. After all this and this pullback, I think the crabs can. Let's RGB the tank. Shout out to this one, man. Shout out to them. I mean, that's all it is. A little crab right there, and what the, and just they got their own live stream going. Very low maintenance. The crabs just paid the rent. Crazy. Shout out to the crabs. Awesome for them. I wonder why they're not like doing the creator awards no more. All right, here it goes. Total earned 24K off of the crabs did fantastic. The crabs did so good. Crabs knocked it out the park, actually. Shout out to the crabs. Let's see what else we got up in here. And that's been a little bit of a narrative in itself, right? Like free Jim Carrey. What the heck? 8 minutes ago. What happened to Jim Carrey now? But that's been a bit of a narrative lately too. It's like the claw, the lobster stuff, right? It's been, you got this one right here. That word lobster. And this one pumped up to 16.8 million. It's crazy. Once the market decides on what the narrative, this actually looks like it can come back. I would not, ignore these ones that have done this, and they'll shake everybody up. But this thing already did it's wild, man. Shout out to the lobster. What's their X account? We're just being a bit DJing together, fam. We're having some fun. If you guys don't mind, just hanging out. That's it. Just gave my lobster a crypto wallet with 50 grand worth of soul in it. Told him make no mistakes. Gonna let him his own Twitter account so he can share his journey to becoming a millionaire. That's it right there. Gonna hold supply and fees to send to him once he posts a wallet. There you guys go. You got real people. You got this guy just got a lobster. This lobster's it's doing real thing. This lobster is doing real things. This lobster is a dev team. The heck? This lobster just took over. Look at that. Impressive $17 million market cap. Can't hate. You can't hate on that. You can't hate on that. And this thing can pump back. This thing can pump back up. You know, this thing, there's people that watch this stuff after these moves. That's impressive. Let's see what else we got on live streams. What is this guy doing? He's got Trenches game. What? He's sitting at 876K market cap. Trenches game. Let's click on this guy. Let's go rate his stuff. He doesn't even know we're watching this Trenches game. Okay, let's mute. Let's mute this. All-time high on Trenches game, 2.5. This is where everybody's at. Everybody's pumping it up. This is where the pump happens. It happens on the Pump Fun. And like I said, if there's something new, and actually this stuff right here, this is actually a new narrative. Like this guy just streaming and playing. You know, I don't know about this game or whatever. It's pretty, but can we knock it? Nah. No, not when he's, you know, hit an all-time high of 2.4 million. That's impressive, man. That's pretty good for just gaming. Shout out to him, man. I don't know why I kept the volume on or whatever. Let's go see who else is live. This is a new thing too on how they got this live thing up here. That's pretty cool. You know, promoting the ones that are live. Last click. What's this about? I think they're gonna play again. I think you're seeing the gamers come on. What are they playing? They're playing what, some gambling games? We're learning right now. We're doing our due diligence. Okay, everybody. We're doing due diligence on gambling, on the gambling stuff of the crypto space. So I guess this is, I haven't even seen this before. Have you guys seen this? Bet some soul. You're playing against some people. Last click. Ultimate survival game. Newest Pump.Fun hackathon participant. I'm out of the loop, fam. You guys didn't tell me about this. I didn't know what was going on. You guys didn't let me know. He's joining the game. Let's watch this game really quick while you guys are here with me. We got a solid stream going. It is the start of the weekend, and I had a stronger coffee than usual. So why not have a little bit of fun with you guys? Like that, we can just cruise on through the weekend. Let the weekend be the weekend. Let it do what it has to do for the space. And then we just keep it pushing, man. But I don't know. Have you guys been playing any of this stuff? I think it's important to pay attention to this stuff, whether it's to participate, whether it's to see how you can provide some value to it, one way or another. I think it's good. This is keeping we got our vibe up in here. One way or another, I think it's important to keep your fingers on the pulse of crypto. And this is part of it. This is the pulse of crypto too. This is also the pulse of crypto. You know, this thing, 190K market cap right now. Is, started 17 days ago. It's starting very slow, but if he keeps streaming and this thing has a breakout, that could be nice. This has to be an Asian thing. Does anyone in America or the West pay attention to this stuff? There's no way. Well, now you are paying attention to it, buddy. All right. Now we're paying attention to it, buddy. Well, we can't get left behind, AD. There's no way. We must know what's going on. We must know. Okay. We'll check out a few more. I remember Bullish. That one's awesome. Okay, what else is here? But again, they're promoting a lot of these live streams, and we're not even seeing this like crazy saturated yet. It's like that's why you're getting. Imagine being like the stream here is like, you're the stream of the stream. Right. So that's actually pretty powerful. Pretty powerful, man. Pretty powerful. Yeah, man. There's a new game that came out. I'm not sure what you guys are playing, but I've been playing Arc Raiders. Actually, you can get kind of addicted to playing that stuff, especially if the markets are boring. But there's another game that's. Oops, I think this volume's on. There's another game that's come out. What is it called? Marathon. Have you guys heard of that? I think that's the new game that everybody's going for right now. So we might see, just like we've seen a lot of the Arc. Do we see Arc Raiders being played on here like that? Which, Arc Raiders is, I think, a great game. I spell it like this. Yeah, so this like Arc Raiders like this 22 days ago. This was the like the heat of the still there, you know. Oh, it's from the guys who made Halo. You know what's crazy? The other day, I out of nowhere, I don't know why. Maybe it was must have been a short that I caught or something like that. But I randomly look up the Xbox that I had back in the day when I played Halo because I had the see-through green one. And I think it was after maybe some of this Pokemon stuff because I'm all, we get butthurt about what we missed out on. And I was like, dude, I had a Halo edition like Xbox, like the see-through green one. Like, what are they going for these days? Did I fumble that bag too? Right? It's like so but they're not going for crazy amounts, but I had one of those. Yeah. So yeah, you got Arc Raiders right here. So you might be seeing some more. I don't see that he streamed, so maybe that stopped it from doing this thing. But it's cool that they just claimed that ticker no matter what. And I think that's like almost claiming domains as well. If this is the first Arc Raiders, but technically it's not on Radium, so somebody could just pump up a Arc Raiders really hard and get it going, right? But I see that this is going to be more of this, fam. Honestly, more games. I'm not sure what games you guys are playing lately, but even if you look like and you look at what's actually doing good out of these live streams, it's the gaming ones, right? It's the ones that's watching somebody game, or here goes the gaming one, or the unboxing the things. But you're seeing even this one right here, a bit of a gaming one itself as well. And that one's doing relatively well. You could do other stuff, right? And just hang out or whatever. That might work as well. But even his live stream, it's a lot lower now because maybe, I think people can relate to the games. That's what I found. It's like, you can relate to that a little bit more. Let's go to this one really quick. Appreciate you guys still sticking with me up in here. We're putting in a little bit of the overtime on the overtime for our super stream. I do appreciate it tremendously. You guys are absolutely amazing. That we can do this, make some noise on X, make some noise for these projects that we got to mention, make some noise really just for this platform for you guys to find new plays. We found the low play, and that is thanks to the super stream. We got to talk about Cappy today. We got MoonTube, we got XPX, we got Kendu, we got so many great things that we get to bring to you guys, and it's all about these super streams that we do together. And it's really you guys in the chat that make it all happen. US Dolly pulled up as well. Give you guys a shout out. But yeah, let's go back over here. I don't know what this is right here, but again, a gaming one, Black Mesa Research Facility. Ooh, that sounds spooky. Man, this had a couple pumps. What? What's the ticker on it? Mesa? Crazy. This had like it went up to 6.2 million at one point. Just crazy pump. And now it's just going sideways, 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 sideways. But is this stuff enough to get it to pump again? It's still holding a decent market cap for 235K market cap, and it's just streaming this. I mean, that's pretty insane, right? So you can see how there's so much action over here on Solana. Like even the stuff that we're looking at. This is just a Batman thing. Does it still have that many viewers right now? That'd be insane. I think it must have had that. Or it did at one point. This one pumped up like crazy as well. 3 months ago. Not that long ago. And you're seeing that, Solana still can produce this stuff, right? A lot of these new plays that are hot right now that are pumping hard are coming off of this right here. Let's see this one right here, give back. Because, I did secure some pretty bullish things. And I got some, like I said, I was pointing in the right direction yesterday. And I actually have some links up here, but I'm not going to show them just yet. So they're just giving back on this, and that's bullish, honestly. Beautiful car. All right. Been live for 22 hours ago. There's 3 people live or 3 people watching it right now. Car giveaway. Okay, that's cool. I mean, it went all the way up to here too. I mean, that's a nice little run. Pretty bullish, man. I mean, we could totally do that as well, man. Honestly, we could do so much. And that's what we're gonna break into. This is where a lot of great stuff happens, where it's just bigger than and then all this other things come from it, right? All this other stuff comes from it. It catapults everything else. It does catapult everything else. So this one was earlier today, this stream, but they've been streaming for a while. They've been talking about this for a while. Crazy. It's nice too, man. You know, somebody getting the car and these things, it's impactful. That's what's strong about it. Honestly, that's what it comes down to. It's very impactful. And crypto needs that stuff, whether it's giving away a car, whether it's giving away some food. I'll show you guys a little bit. I was already looking at these kits right here. I'll show you guys a little bit, but these winter kits and stuff like that, where we can add all this stuff and help out the homeless. Like I said, I was pointing the right direction by the right people yesterday. And this is some of the stuff that is associated with kind of giving back and kind of doing some of that stuff. So definitely something that we got on the radar. And it's actually good to just see that these are the things that actually do really good. Will your stream be on there one day, man? One day for sure. I don't see why not. I think everything will be tokenized, fam. Honestly, I think every single thing will be tokenized. I think your channel, all that stuff. All right, man. Do you guys got anything else you guys want me to check out, man? Let's do the next car giveaway. I mean, that's pretty fun. That's not an expensive car either to give away. You can easily do that. Man, I think this was a really solid stream. I know the markets, Bitcoin still doing what Bitcoin does, 65K and a half now, overall market pretty bearish, right? The whole overall market down. It keeps kind of creeping even a little bit lower. It was 2.26 when we started the stream. It's still 2.26, but again, a little bit of the price is slipping, a lot of red across the charts, but a lot of great communities, a lot of communities that I consider, bullish as all heck, although the prices are pulling back, although the charts are testing everybody. A lot of great communities pulled up today to the super stream. We found some new ones. We're going to bring some more to you guys. So really pay attention for these super streams. And like I said, send me a DM if you're looking to get up on here and looking to get your community some more exposure. That's always up for grabs for you guys. But man, this has been an extremely bullish stream. Let me post my Telegram handle so you guys can send me a DM, get in contact with me, whether it's about XPX, whether it's about the super streams, whether it's about being able to use the donation widgets, some business accounts, and how we can potentially do some pretty cool things like that give back, like some of the things that you're seeing in the space be kind of, what is really happening right now. It's a lot more bullish to do things like that. And it's bigger than just a chart. So thank you guys for pulling up for the start of your guys' weekend. We'll see if after this weekend, maybe the start of Monday, the markets look better, right? We'll come back. We'll chat. And we're going to do it on this 4-hour chart, man. We're not going to get lost in the sauce. When I see something to happen, actually completely bullish on here. And like I said, even myself, when I saw everything pumping up and I wanted to jump back into like a CFX trade, because sometimes it goes from short to long and you think sometimes it goes from short to a little bit of green to really going right back short again. And I'll make sure that you guys stay locked in with us. Sponsor my bomb of a car. And I mean, we could do that. We could do anything. We could do anything. We can get a whole community behind it. I swear the limitation is just in the imagination. That's it. But we'll see the overall price on BTC. We'll look for some lower prices. Unfortunately, that could be the case. We're going to keep an eye on Aster. Maybe the market finally does produce that short that I don't know, if it comes up and pops up, fine. If it doesn't, then I'll just wait around. CFX has been doing pretty good, but this CFX was where I was so tempted. I was like, oh my God, maybe the markets are going to turn around. But again, didn't miss out on too much. There was no buy signal. It was just a little bit of excitement that didn't stay, for that long. And we're right back where this lower level on even CFX 45 or 0.45 is realistic, because we're back on that kind of bearish side of things. But I can't wait for this thing to turn around. It's not going to be down and out forever. Like I said, a lot of things are seasonal. Things go up, things go down. You see the gold having its pump. You see the silver having its pump. You see the corrections there. You see winter, you see summer. Like things have an ebb and flow, and we'll do our best of trying to, get locked in, like on silver, some of these buy signals that Shout out to BYD-Fi because they got gold on there, and we'll be looking at that a lot more on BYD-Fi as well. Seeing that, checking that out. But that's some of the stuff that we can look at as well. You know, looking at gold, that's taking a lot of the attention. Silver taking a lot of the attention. Where if you're looking for some of those long trades, it seems like they're being more easily produced on, you know, silver or gold or something like that, right? So BTC, yeah, just still doing what BTC does. Market's still doing what the market's doing, but we're also still doing what we're doing. Shout out to all the projects that pulled up, all the communities, all the pump fund people that are going to be pulling up in the future, the platforms that we're associated with, you know, the communities that are, you know, sharing this everywhere. I really do appreciate it. You guys are absolutely amazing. We'll pull up again. Make sure you guys keep those bell notifications lit. Make sure you guys like and comment when you guys can. But if you guys cannot do that, continue to come back and experience the abundance of money with me. Until next time, you guys know what it is. Later.
So your bag's backed up against the wall, and the bandwagon's falling right off. And you're hearing all the talk about maybe you should think about what you're gonna do if it don't work out. It ain't about if it makes sense, 'cause if the boot do it don't fit. As far as I can see, there ain't no way to be somebody